And good to be back with you. First tonight, the Perth mother on a mission to highlight the dangers of energy drinks. A coroner found that Michael Clarke's son died from a caffeine overdose after consuming at least 4 large cans of a popular energy drink every day. Mark Gibson has more.
These energy drinks, if you drink them to excess, they can kill you, and it will kill you.
They can be dangerous because of the huge amount of caffeine they've got in them.
You know, it was just caffeine that killed him.
With names like Mother, Monster and Rockstar Punched, these so-called energy drinks are popular across the globe. But Michael Clarke is a grieving Perth mum who wants the world to know they can be lethal.
I don't want anyone to go through what I've gone through. It's just broken my heart.
G'day, people.
Michael Clarke was a fun-loving 35-year-old man. He was also addicted to caffeine.
From what I can gather, he was drinking at least 4 of the large cans of Mother every day, sometimes more.
An addiction that claimed his life.
And he'd have 4, 5 cups of coffee as well, on top of all the energy drinks he's had.
Michael Clarke was a truck driver who worked long hours and tried to stay awake. Earlier this year, he was found slumped behind the wheel of his 11-tonne truck.
And then he died.
This is where Michael Clarke's life came to an end. He managed to pull his truck over to the side of this row highway off-ramp while suffering a massive heart attack. Other motorists came to his aid, but Michael couldn't be revived.
Then we had to go to Swan Districts and identify him with tubes, and that's an image that's going to stick forever.
The WA coroner found the cause of death was caffeine toxicity.
The levels were so high, it was in his blood and his stomach. Lethal levels of caffeine.
The autopsy also revealed Michael had suffered an earlier minor heart attack, but didn't know it.
He could have mistook indigestion for a mild heart attack. So he'd already had a mild one prior.
This is a tragic case of a young man that died too young.
WA's president of the Australian Medical Association, Dr. Michael Gannon.
What we're talking about in these drinks is doses of caffeine that might be 2, 3 or even 4 times higher than a cup of coffee. And for people who might have underlying heart conditions, that can be very dangerous.
Doctors say daily caffeine levels shouldn't go above 400 milligrams.
That's about 10 cans of Coke, might be 4 really strong coffees, but in these it might just be 2 of these energy drinks.
Let's see how much caffeine is in some of these drinks. Firstly, a cup of coffee has around 80 to 100 milligrams. In a 500 ml can of Mother, it's 158 milligrams. In the same size V graphite, it's 160 milligrams. The 473 ml Red Bull Zero boasts 0 carbs, but has 151 milligrams of caffeine. And the 550 ml Monster Energy has a whopping 176 milligrams of caffeine. Remember, the safe daily level is 400 milligrams.
So you can see you can get up past the safe level pretty quickly with some of these drinks.
Then there's the issue of labelling. Most come with tiny warnings for children, pregnant women and people sensitive to caffeine.
They should have a big label on it with a big warning to say too much caffeine is not good for you.
The Australian Beverages Council says energy drinks are heavily regulated and safe to consume in moderation. A 250 ml can is limited by law to contain the same amount of caffeine as a cup of coffee and must adhere to strict labelling standards. Michael Clarke has started a Facebook page in memory of her son Mick, warning people about the dangers.
And I've lost count, hundreds and hundreds of messages from people thanking me for telling them because they didn't know.
This is part 3 of Mick's Outback Adventures.
Please don't drink these drinks. If you do drink them, limit it, maybe 1, 2 a week. Don't drink them daily.
Unfortunately, in many situations, these drinks replace water, which is the best drink of all.
If I can save one person and one family going through what I've gone through, well then Mick hasn't died in vain.
Ta-ta and cheerio and yibbida yibbida, because that's all fakes.